Okay, I'm back making another video. It is Tuesday, the day after Labor Day. And I just left the corner of Sandman Boulevard and Bayshore Road, the edge of North Cape May. And I thought I would take a quick ride over into Cape May, just to take a ride through town to see how it looks today after Labor Day. The summer of COVID, I guess, is officially ended yesterday. And I don't really have any specific route that I plan to ride. It just is a beautiful day, and I thought it was, I wanted to get out on the bike. Decided to jump on the Ninja instead of the Harley, and consistent with what I've said previously, when I get on the Ninja, I tend to throw the camera on the helmet and record the ride. About 9:15 in the morning. I went over into Cape May yesterday with my wife. We just took a quick ride over in the car, and it was absolutely packed, which was nice to see because the businesses, obviously suffered a lot this summer. I think as of this past Friday, Governor Murphy, the governor of New Jersey, allowed indoor dining up to 25% capacity. So essentially through the entire summer, the restaurants in Cape May had no indoor dining and were only permitted outdoor dining, which, as I explained on a previous video, essentially made it for many of the smaller restaurants to only be able to provide takeout service. They simply did not have the facilities to set up tables outdoors. So as of Friday, indoor dining was permitted, but only up to 25% capacity. So several of the really small, intimate bistros that my wife and I like to frequent didn't even bother opening up to indoor dining. And I think that's understandable because our favorite restaurant, which I've mentioned previously, is a restaurant called Luis's Cafe. And one of the appealing aspects of dining at Luis's is the intimacy of the place. It's almost like an Irish bed and breakfast where you go in and you sit and you're very close to other patrons. And while that might not sound appealing, I think what most people find is you end up striking up conversations with strangers about where they're staying and what brought them down to Cape May, and sharing stories about what things there are to do for tourists, and it's a very nice experience. And because it's so intimate, the tables are so close together that frequently you have to pull the table to one side to even get up from your seat to leave. I mean, they're that close together. So for a restaurant like Luis's to only operate at 25% capacity is almost impossible. and really would take away from one of the very appealing aspects of the place. And there are other restaurants like that did not open up to indoor dining. So the summer is in the books now. The summer of COVID is in the books. And as I've mentioned previously, the resiliency of the businesses down here really amaze me, because, as I said, this is a hospitality economy, a seasonal hospitality economy. So when restrictions are handed down from the governor, closing establishments and closing indoor dining up until the Friday of Labor Day weekend, it has a more profound impact on this community than it would even in other larger communities that have, less reliance on the hospitality industry. So I'm at the corner of Sunset Boulevard, where Sunset turns into West Perry, and where Railroad turns into Broadway. And to the far left-hand corner is a restaurant called Godmother's. It's an Italian restaurant under the same ownership as a restaurant to the right here, which is called Black Duck. And to my knowledge, Godmother's never opened this summer, even for takeout. And as you could see on the video, there's really no place for outdoor dining there. So my wife and I came over here yesterday, and it was jam-packed. I think a lot of people were anxious to get out of their home and have a little mini vacation at the end of the summer, so they came to Cape May. And even though the summer is I guess officially over, in terms of kids are back to school now, so families tend to be unable to take vacations now. I think the effects of COVID is going to continue to plague the community. One of the things that Cape May does extremely well is have various events through the fall that keep the community alive and keep it going and attract visitors. There's almost every weekend there were events that would bring people down and fill up the hotels and the B&Bs. But most of those events have been canceled. So I think the economic effects of COVID is going to continue. Now, it's still early, but when we were over here yesterday, every single parking spot along the ocean was taken. There was not one available parking spot, and admittedly, we weren't here at 9 o'clock in the morning or 9:20 in the morning, but I can tell you that even at that hour of the morning, this would have been much more crowded yesterday. I think there's probably still a fair number of people that are down here for vacation, but not with kids, because for the most part, all schools, to the extent that people have school-age children, have resumed as of this week. And that doesn't mean in-person school. There's online or distance learning taking place, but nevertheless, kids are not able to be on vacation this week, whether they're doing distance learning or whether they're in a classroom. You see Congress Hall's parking lot here is still filled. This place to my right used to be an arcade years ago, and through the winter it was under construction, and it was supposed to be a new restaurant, but boy, they couldn't have picked a worse time to open a new restaurant, I guess. So as you could see, it's still boarded up, and they never really did open up this summer. This is the Union Park restaurant in the Macomber Hotel, which is another outstanding fine dining restaurant. It's on a par with the Washington Inn and Peter Shields Inn, 410 Bank Street. It's really an outstanding restaurant. It's a little pricey, but as those other ones are. But to people that frequent the restaurant scene down here, it's one of the favorites among most of those people. And some people prefer Union Park over some of the other ones that I mentioned. But you can see all these spots where every single spot was filled yesterday on both sides of the street. You can see that Buckingham Hotel even has a no vacancy sign lit, shows how crowded it was this weekend. But I think a lot of people have already left town. I think checkout in many places is around 11 o'clock. I guess what some people will do is check out and try to grab some more beach time. There's the Peter Shields Inn right there. This is on the corner of the Pier House restaurant. I think I mentioned on my video where I rode around North Cape May, or I guess not North Cape May, but when I rode around the villas and Town Bank, I mentioned that the Olive Branch restaurant on Bayshore Road has the same chef that the Pier House had. It is a beautiful day. Temperatures in the low 70s, only going up to the mid to high 70s today. Very low humidity, not much wind. And straight ahead is Poverty Beach. I talked about that years ago in one of my videos. I don't know if the name Poverty Beach is an official name, but it's what it's referred to down here. And I suppose that the reason for that is that beach tags are not required on it. This B&B or home, the second one in on my right, not the first one, but this one right here is brand new. I watched that be constructed over the course of the winter. It looks huge. All of these homes are huge here. this promenade that you see people walking on to the left goes from, the Cove, which is at the very end of Beach Drive, and it runs 1.4 miles. So it's a nice place to come and walk, the length of it and back. It's, you get a walk-in of, 2.8 miles. It's an interesting thing here to the right. I don't know if it has an official name, but if you see that sign, Hotel Macumber, you can see a lot of padlocks on there. And that is a takeoff of of something that is done in Paris, a bridge in Paris where couples leave a padlock and they take the key, and it's I guess it's supposed to be some kind of a symbol of their love and commitment to each other, and the padlocks are there forever. Go up Ocean Street. This is a very good restaurant, Finn's, and they do have outdoor dining, as I showed previously. So it's really pretty empty over here, as I think this video will show. I'm trying to go slow and give a view of what kind of foot traffic there is on the mall, and as you can see, there's not much. One of the things that I showed on a video that I made about 8 years ago that did not happen this year because of COVID, which I missed, was the outdoor music here in the pavilion at every evening during the summer, and that was because it would draw crowds, and that was canceled this summer. It was always nice to come over here and have dinner and sit out and listen to the music, and it was free, of course. that's a quick run through Cape May. My wife and I are heading back up to our home outside of Philadelphia later this morning, and I wanted to come over just to take a ride over to see it. I really didn't have any new insights to share on this video, but I thought as long as I was coming over, I would record it. And again, these videos are all made with the intent of just really for my own edification and looking back later. This is West Cape May. This little park here is a site for many of those festivals that I mentioned happen throughout the fall that brings people down here right through the fall, right into Christmas. So I think I'll pull over up here and end this video and post it, unless it really doesn't turn out, in which case I guess I won't. So that's it for this video. Again, it's the Tuesday after Labor Day of the summer of COVID, and to anybody that other than me that happens to stumble on this video and watch it, I hope you get some enjoyment out of it.